Hi everyone, my name is Linda Gunda. I am the CEO and founder of Linda's Perfection Creations. Linda's Perfection Creations is an event planning and wedding decor company. We cater to small and large events in and around the Philadelphia area. We handle full service, partial, one of coordinations. We do destination weddings. We do planning in all the states. We do decor in the tri-state area, Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, New York. But if the budget is right, we can travel anywhere. I have over 10 plus years of wedding industry. I am a certified and a licensed florist. So I have a lot of experience under my belt that can help you with your wedding days needs. For some of you who just first joining me, the reason why I'm doing this video is to give you tips and tools that can help you plan your big days. And I know with DIY weddings, sometimes there are a lot of information and you don't know exactly which way to turn and which way to go. This is just something I took on a challenge to do to help you plan your day and make sure that it's special. So I'm just going to get into today's video. I'm going to talk about budgeting, another layer of budgeting. If you want to know properly detail of budget, I did a prior video how you should properly, allocate your funds for your wedding. But today I'm just going to touch on another layer of budgeting. So if you're planning your wedding, when you are setting a budget, find out what is important to you. You want to make sure that you have, let's say if you plan, the average rate right now for a wedding is about $35,000 to $28,000 based on the state that you're in. So it can range between $25,000 to $35,000, and it go as high based on the average value to plan a wedding, and that's based on the guess of between 100 and 125 people. So when you are planning a budget, make sure you know what it is that you want. What is important to you, what's not important to you. So the first thing is that if you have let's say you have a $25,000 budget, and you pick a venue that costs $15,000, that doesn't leave a lot of room to plan for a photographer, DJ, musician. It doesn't really leave a lot of wiggle room to do a lot. So you already over your budget just by picking a venue. So you have to be careful what is important to you. So sometimes if you have a smaller budget, cut down your costs by picking what is important. And one of the fastest way and the biggest way you can cut down your budget, your overall cost for your wedding, is by your guest list. By cutting down the amount of people that you invite, you can save a huge chunk of wedding. So let's say, for example, you hire this a DJ, and the DJ or a band, I should say. You hire this band who is a world-renowned pianos or cellos or violins or whoever they are. But if those things are not really important to you, then it's pointless. Then you're just paying for a service that really doesn't add a value. Yes, he will, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that a professional is not great. It's always great to have a very professional and a licensed professional that is, because they have much experience. You know exactly what you're paying for and what you're getting. What I am saying, if you do not have the right budget for that, if that is not of as important to you on your wedding needs, don't hire somebody that you know you cannot afford, because what you are doing, you already going above your overall cost. So if those things are important to you, then set your budget higher. Don't expect people to lower the price to fit what it is that you want. That's what I'm saying. So let's get that perfectly clear. Because when people have the license and things that they went to school for and master into their craft, they gonna charge a little bit different than what it is. So like, for example, for a venue, so if you are picking a venue and they say, oh, they're gonna give you a custom napkins, a custom this and this, if you don't have that budget for that, or if that is not important, then you don't need that. Maybe you just need a simple linen, so a simple napkin. So pick what is important to you, because you want to leave a lot of room. A lot of times, sometimes a bride will buy $10,000 dress. There's nothing wrong with it, once again. But if your overall cost is lower, don't buy expensive things that you cannot afford. Now, if somebody else is paying for it, if you have a family member or friends who say, okay, well, I'm going to pay for the venue, I'm going to pay for this, we're going to do this and do that, and you have proper funds, then you can go ahead and and spend certain things, but you always want to leave a wiggle room. So if you are planning a wedding for, like I say, $25,000, plan as you're planning for at least maybe 15 to 20,000, because what that does is that leave a wiggle room of $5,000, because expensive will come up. Something will come up that you're not expecting. Something might be a little higher. It's a cost that will always come associated with wedding. So you always want to have that reserve fund already saved, instead of just blowing your whole budget, and then when the time comes, you cannot afford to pay certain things. So always have wiggle room in your budget. So for example, some of the things that can cut your budget besides guest lists is, okay, maybe you do like a public venue, or maybe like a ballroom, or something, maybe a park, a civil service, community centers. Those places sometimes may not charge a lot, but then on the instant you might have to pay other costs somewhere else, because then that means you have to pay for rental for your linens, your tablecloth, and so if you're not hiring a person, a planner who has that, or you are hiring a venue who has that, then that's extra cost that you have to pay. So sometimes those are the costs that are associated with that. Sometimes you would get a bride who said, well, maybe we want to pay for it. Okay, look at it this way. If you're using about 10 to 15 tables or tablecloths, and these are not a standard tablecloths, honestly, what's the possibility of you actually using that again? Never. If you use it maybe one in the past couple years, so you just have money that's sitting and you're not going to do anything with it. And the same thing go with your invitation, your signature drinks, so you want to properly say those things that are important to me, you put this money on it. If photography is important to you, make sure you hire the best photographer, because that's where it's going to bring that things to light. Sit down and talk about your budget with those who are paying, whether it's you and your spouse, whether it's your parents, your spouse's parents, family members. Sit with all the people who are planning. You and your fiance need to sit down and think about what is important. Now, most men don't care about all the extra detail. Most men, the most thing they care about is just want to make sure they're going to be somebody there to party. They're going to be drinks for their friends to drink. They might want top of the line liquor and things like that. So sometimes those are the things that are important to them. So make sure what is important to both of you guys, and then you compromise and then decide on the budget. And also research multiple vendors. Don't, as I say, don't just pick the right vendor. Research and see, compare and contrast the prices. See which one offer you the best things that you want in your wedding, and see what the cost is. But most of the time you get people who want to hire a professional and they expect to plan this luxury grand wedding, which is nothing wrong with it. You can plan anything you want, but if you don't have the budget for it, it's unacceptable. You can't, and I understand it's your day. You can still get exactly what you want, but at a lower cost. There's certain people who will, charge a little bit cheaper or something, and that's the thing. Sometimes it's like people think, well, maybe their price is different. Some people might lower the cost because they're trying to get a client, but find out what is important to you. Maybe instead of getting a wedding planner so you decide to get a month of coordination. That might be a little bit cheaper, but then you have to do a little bit more work with your wedding. So you have to decide what it is. Sometimes with church, you might use a charger. You might have to pay, a little fee here. And sometimes when you're a member of a church, sometimes the officiant may not cost you anything. So think about all those things, every aspect of your wedding. One, what is important to me? What it is that is my deal breaker? What is it that I really want? What out of this wedding? What are some of the things that I cannot do without? Research the cost. Look at the national average. Google have a lot of information. It can tell you what the national average for a wedding planner, a photographer, or DJ, and so on and so forth in your area. Research that. It's not something that's hiding. You can then talk to a wedding professional and see what is the service have. Some people cost might be lower because they may not have certain skills and certain things that they are doing, and that's fine. But just make sure that whoever you hire, whatever you are doing, is in your budget. Don't cheat yourself. Don't spend all that money on extra stuff that in the end you don't get what you want. So let's say you spend a lot of money on your food, And then you can't even afford to buy a wedding dress, or you can't afford to pay the suit that you want, or you can't afford to hire the photographer that you need. Make sure what is important to you and continue to do it. But once again, my name is Linda Gunno. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe to my channel. You can go to my website, www.lyndaperfect.creationseven.com, and learn more information about my service. And you can even sign up for a free consultation. Who don't want something free? To talk to me and about your upcoming wedding goals and see what it is that I can do. Thank you and have an amazing day. Bye.